Hey guys, Paul here. So I just got back from Anime NYC this past weekend. Huge, awesome, fun anime convention. And in addition to making some other videos there that I will probably put up on the main ABS channel, I got to interview some different Yu-Gi-Oh players and fans that we met, just a few of them, to get their thoughts on what they feel, how they're feeling about Yu-Gi-Oh right now. What's their sort of relationship with it? How they feel about the game that they currently play? And I thought that their answers were kind of insightful and interesting, so I figured I would just share them in this video, and you guys can let me know down in the comments if you relate to any of this, how you feel about Yu-Gi-Oh right now, the works. Nothing special, just kind of a Yu-Gi-Oh talk.
Okay, so if you don't mind sharing, what is your current relationship with Yu-Gi-Oh? How long have you been playing? What do you think of it right now?
Yeah, so the first time I played Yu-Gi-Oh must have been when I was, I don't know, like 9 or 10. I got the Dark Magician deck from a store and played with my neighbor, and he played with the Kaiba deck, and that's what we did.
Right now?
Right now, I would say my involvement in the game has been dwindling almost to non-existent, very rarely right now.
What's that about? Why is that?
So, other card games, really like to play other card games to, give it a shot, especially when there's lulls in Yu-Gi-Oh that I don't like too much, different formats that I don't like too much. I like playing Magic and Flesh and Blood now. But the thing that got me to slow down, or the thing that made me slow down, was the fact that there's not much diversity in gameplay in Yu-Gi-Oh! The play styles are different, but there's not many different formats. And they say formats can be bandless, but essentially you're playing the same game.
Right, so you maybe want some sort of a rotation format, or maybe just something like Deck Masters or Tag Duel, something like that?
100%. I think that'll bring a lot of casual players in, and I think a lot of casual players does bring a lot of creativity to the game, and just more fun that you get to have. I don't want to have to sit for a casual game with my best friend and feel like I'm trying to cut his hand off. You can't play anything. I'm stopping everything you're doing, and that's just competitive Yu-Gi-Oh.
Maybe a slower pace.
Maybe a little bit of a slower pace, and we've tried to formulate our own stuff to play with. Doesn't really work, what we came up with, but I would love another format.
Cool. All right, well, thanks. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
So I started when I was about in elementary school and whatnot, and ended up sort of more so in the collecting side. I really like the artworks and whatnot. I grew up on the anime. Although I played the game here and there. I mainly play Dynamorphia and whatnot very casually. But I haven't really played since, mainly because of cost getting into the game and lack of time to actually play more.
When you say cost, what do you mean?
I find a lot of the costs of more of the staple cards you want, even if you're playing a very casual deck, you still want something that's easily well over your budget, $40, $50 and whatnot. I've received, I need different types of pots of greeds or hand traps for some of my decks and whatnot because it cannot function without them.
Yeah. Okay, so do you currently play right now, or?
I play here and there casually with some friends of mine online. I play mostly Dynamorphia. Sometimes I'll play Blade Wings.
Okay. What would change that? What would make you want to maybe play more in real life?
Maybe more more reprints or something to help lower the price a little bit for at least the more casual player to get more into the game in tournaments, because a lot of big staple cards are again easily a good $60, $70, maybe more, and it's just overall just very difficult to get in with the current cost of the game.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for taking the time to answer.
Thank you again. Thank you.
Okay. So first of all, thanks for taking the time.
Nice to meet you, Paul.
What is your relationship with Yu-Gi-Oh right now?
I stopped playing. I switched over to One Piece.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the story with that?
So I started Yu-Gi-Oh back in high school. I started with I think it was Duelist Alliance.
Yeah. Okay,
Duelist Alliance.
2014-ish?
Yeah, Shadal's. What's it called? Stellar Knights. Burning Abyss. What else? I played. I think I played Unsoul. I played Yosenju in the. What was it? When Necros came out.
Yeah. I remember
And
that.
then slowly. Exactly. Yeah. After that, I played a little Ojama after that, but.
So
after
what
that,
caused you to stop Yu-Gi-Oh and go to One Piece?
I mean, one thing, maybe the cost. I think One Piece, especially because it's a new card game, it's a bit cheaper than Yu-Gi-Oh, I would say. And Yu-Gi-Oh, once the links started coming in, I sort of, it kind of put me off it, especially like playing like hand traps and all that stuff, like drawing a card.
Maybe a little bit too like
Too fast-paced, I think.
fast-paced.
Too fast-paced, because I originally started Hearthstone, and that game had like a mana system, you know? So it kind of, it's enforced like a slow play. But Yu-Gi-Oh! Is all gas. Some people like that. I did like it for a bit, but I think it got a little too fast.
Okay, so compared to that, you feel like One Piece is a little bit more like better tempo.
Yeah, because they have a Dawn system, they have a resource, so it's a little more slow tempo for me. I kind of like that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, thanks. I appreciate you taking the time.
All right, thank you.
So, thanks for taking the time to answer. What is your relationship with Yu-Gi-Oh right now?
Right now, the last bit of it that I actually tried playing was Master Duel. Right now, I'm not really touching it or playing it right now. Basically, you know, the meta is always changing, especially because it's real hard to get or obtain cards in that game. But occasionally I go back, see what the meta is, see if any of what I have currently might still work. But yeah, right now I'm just more of an occasional player. Back then, I was more into it, like, you know, even watching the Duel Monsters show, growing up, collecting the cards, playing with neighborhood kids and whatnot.
Do you
But
play other like card games?
no, I actually haven't tried to get into other card games, unfortunately.
No, I understand. I only really play Yu-Gi-Oh myself.
Yeah,
Okay, cool. So you feel like maybe if it was like easier to get a hold of some of the cards, that would
definitely.
maybe make you play more?
Definitely would make me play Master Duel a lot easier because it's more like, I feel like it's more of a pay to win kind of game.
It can feel that way.
As
yeah.
opposed to, you know, hey, free to players, they could still get the same OP decks everybody else was. But right now, until it like shifts a little bit, maybe it did, I don't know. But I'll probably check it out, you know, maybe next week or so.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for taking the time. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
So, thanks for taking the time. What is your current relationship with Yu-Gi-Oh? How are you feeling about the game? You liking it?
I don't really like competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, but I think casual Yu-Gi-Oh is extremely fun, to where you're just able to play with the cool anime cards with your friends. I think that format is very fun, but competitively, it's kind of not that great.
So, what like casual decks do you play?
My favorite decks are Heroes, Red Dragon Archfiends, sometimes Blue Eyes, but other than that, like not too much. I don't play too often, but those are what I typically play.
And what about competitive kind of puts you off from it?
I don't like how volatile it is as a format, to where one set can just radically change the format, or one ban list can just completely change how a format is played.
It doesn't feel maybe consistent enough.
Yeah,
Okay.
your card value can change by a day.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people complain about that. Do you play any other card games?
I have been playing Vanguard for a long time, so that's been my main game, and Commander too.
Okay, all right. So you don't play Yu-Gi-Oh too much, like, except like here and there?
Yeah, usually on the YGO Pro or something.
Okay. All right, cool. I appreciate you taking the time.
Yeah, of course.